Now in the previous video, we checked out our problem statement. So in this video, let us solve it with the help of for loop in Java. So let us first check out the syntax of the for loop. So the first keyword that we need to type is for, then give it a space, bracket open and bracket close. Now within the parenthesis, you have to type 2 semicolon. So here I have 3 blank space. One before the semicolon, one in between the semicolon and one after the semicolon. Now the first argument that we need to type will be our counter variable. That will be incremented, and then in between the semicolon we need to write our condition. And the third argument will be the increment or decrement of the counter. And after that we need to use our block. And within this we need to write our code. Now let us start filling our code in place of counter, condition and increment and decrement of the counter. So if you notice here from our previous code, here we have number equal to 1, then number plus plus and again number plus plus. So each time we are writing our code, we are incrementing the number variable. So in case of for loop, this number will act as a counter. So here what I will do, instead of int number equal to 1, let us use here int num equal to 1. Because I can't type number here again, because it is already defined here within the main method here, right? So let us change the variable name to num equal to 1. Now the second one is the condition. So here in case of our code, the condition is, if you notice, the number variable is starting from 1 and ending at, let's say, 4, right? So the value of num is not exceeding 4. So here in the condition, what I will write, num smaller than equal to 4. Because we want the value of num to be at max 4. So that's why let's make it smaller than equal to 4. Now each time here we are incrementing the number, right? Here and here. So in case of increment or decrement of the counter, let us use num plus plus, or we can type num equal to num plus 1, which is actually equivalent to this num plus plus, as we all know. And now within the for block we need to write our code, and our code is basically the if condition followed by the print statement in each of the case, right? So why don't we copy these two lines of code and paste it within our block, and let us change if num modulus 2 is not equal to 0, then simply print out the num. And now let us run our code and let's see what happens. So there we go. The last two output belongs to the for loop that we have written here. So this shows that our for loop is working perfectly fine and we are able to get the desired result as we were getting from these bunch of lines of code. So if you notice here, these 4 lines of code are equivalent to these long list of lines of code, right? So how easily we rectified our problem statement? Now suppose if I change the problem statement, let's say from 1 to, let's say, 100, then you can simply change this 100 value here. Instead of 4, let us use 100, right? Let us now run the code. So there we go. We have found all the odd numbers from 1 to 100. How easily the for loop has solved our problem. Just change one number and we are good to go. And now you must be thinking, how does the for loop actually works? So let's check it out in the next video.